Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good weekend and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where we have fixed up the old forge next to the hole in the wall in Gutenberg. Well, I say we fixed it up. It's up and running and it has a roof over the top of it, but beyond that things are still a bit basic. Before we go any further though, we do need to speak to Magdalena, the widow of the previous blacksmith.
Good work, Henry. I didn't think I'd see this fire going ever again.
We'll get this place up and running again.
Now that you're officially open, why don't you forge something for me?
What do you need?
Nothing difficult. My old axe broke. It served me for many years, even after he died. Only now it's all worn down and crooked, so it's not good for chopping.
Why didn't you get a new one in all those years? Someone from the guild would surely be happy to make you one. Probably for free.
I don't need their charity. Besides, if you're even half as talented as your pa was, this should be child's play to you, no?
Of course. You can count on me.
And don't forget to sharpen it too. I can't chop with a dull axe.
I noticed your brooch. It's really lovely.
It's a nightingale. Shkoda made it for me for our first anniversary. I used to sing while I worked, and he'd always say, "My little nightingale."
It's a real masterwork.
It's mainly a keepsake now. Not much of his is left. Just that old axe. And an axe doesn't make the best love token.
Tell me more about Shkoda.
What do you want to know?
How did he become a guild master?
Not long after our wedding, he passed the guild exam. He was even offered a choice of 2 forges. There were 2 vacant ones. One in town, in the Merchant's Quarter, where young Matthias is now, and this one. Everyone was surprised he chose this place. But we figured there'd be more space here. And we were right. People didn't mind walking outside the walls once they saw the big, fine smithy we built here. As our smithy prospered, Shkoda's influence grew, not just in the guild. He even talked about standing for a seat on the council. But he didn't live to see it.
How many journeymen did he train here?
Well, not all that many, to be honest. He started with some lad called Yaneba from Petch. But the boy couldn't take Shkoda's high standards and left. My husband was a strict man. I can't remember a single apprentice who stayed longer than 6 months. Your father was an exception. Him and the Fly. The 2 of them stayed together here 2 whole years. Right to the end. That says something about their skill. They were just fine smiths, and Shkoda held them in high regard.
What happened after he died?
It's all a bit of a blur. I don't really remember that time too well. It all happened so quickly. He fell ill, took to bed, and 3 days later we were laying him out. Suddenly the smithy was full of people. The guildmasters arranged the funeral, the councillors came to offer condolences. The journeyman disappeared without a word. I went to my sister's for a time, and while I was away the roof caught fire. And the rest you know. I was left here all on my own.
Would you tell me something about Martin?
Gladly. What would you like to know?
How was he at the trade?
Better than good. He wasn't a complete beginner when he came. He'd trained under another master first. I can't recall where from. I think he brought a few sketches with him, which he showed Shkoda, and the 2 of them tried to work something out. He wanted to become a swordsmith, and it showed. He really cared about mastering the craft. He spent a lot of time at it. My husband praised him for being able to think for himself from the very beginning. And he didn't hand out praise lightly, let me tell you that.
What was Martin like when he was young?
He was a well-mannered boy. I didn't know him outside the forge, but by all accounts he was quite a rascal. Word was, he never missed a chance for mischief. He was always betting on something. Even tried it on with my Shkoda. He eventually talked him into a wager. I don't even remember what for. That he'd leap the brook down on Bach. He took a long pole and said he'd vault right over. It seemed like a clever idea, but the pole snapped in 2, and poor Martin plunged straight into the water. Shkoda called him Frisky from that day on.
Why did he end up leaving Kuttenberg when things were going so well for him here?
If only I knew. One day he was still here, comforting me, saying everything would be all right. And the next day, he was gone. Didn't even take his things. I asked after him at the guild, but no one wanted to say anything. I often wondered if he'd got himself into trouble somehow. But I never did find out what it might have been. And I doubt we ever will.
I think it's possible. He might have gotten a local Jewish girl pregnant. Right, anyway. I need to fix Magdalena's axe. Axes are easy too. And actually kind of valuable. You won't get as much money for a high quality axe as you will for a high quality longsword, but it's a lot easier to make a high quality axe. Much wider area to beat at with a hammer, so you don't need to be quite as precise. The overall process is the same though. You take your workpiece, you heat it up, you're looking for a sort of straw yellow colour. You don't want dark orange, it's too cold. You don't want white, it'll burn, and that will affect the quality of the finished product. That looks about perfect. Now you just beat it with a regular rhythm with a hammer, moving it around so you're not constantly slapping away at the same spot. If you see sparks, it's good. If you hear Henry starting to whistle, it means you've hit the right rhythm. And just, well, that's basically it. It's ready, just need to quench it and inspect the results. Gold quality. Not my best work, but still pretty good. Oh, I must remember to sharpen it. There's the sharpening wheel. Sharpening's easy, but still an essential part of the process. Nobody wants a blunt axe. The process here is the same. You're looking for sparks. Yellow, white is fine. If you see smoke, you're ruining the edge, adjust the angle, and just keep moving it back and forth. Eventually, you'll either get the razor sharp perk pop up, which will let you know that it's been sharpened, or Henry will say something and let you know it's done.
That's one
There it
sharp
is.
blade.
Alright. Like I said, axes are easy. Where's she gone? Oh, there she is, under the tree. Did some needlework or something.
I have that axe you wanted.
Wonderful. Let's see. My word. This is really great work, Henry. Your customers will be tripping over each other to buy your products. Just be warned. People here in the city care more about the quality of work than in the countryside. If something is shoddy, they'll notice it right away. So, if you mess up a piece while forging and it ends up being low quality, it's best to just make a new one. All right?
All right.
Word will spread soon enough that locals don't have to go to the city to have something forged. And you'll have your first customers. Everyone around here knows me, so sometimes they might come to me with orders. I did the same for my husband back then. Does that work for you?
Yeah, sounds good.
That works for me.
Glad to hear it.
As long as it doesn't bother you.
Why would it? On the contrary, I'm glad. I'll help out around the house, and I'll be happy to help with this too. I don't get out much, so I have all the time in the world. Oh, and one more important thing. You can also sell pieces you forge on your own, without anyone ordering them. There's a storeroom past the left door under the archway on the street, where you'll find a chest you can put products in, and I'll do my best to sell them. Here's the key to the chest. I'll hold on to the money for the products for you, so feel free to ask any time.
You've taken on quite the workload, Magdalena.
I don't mind. All the movement keeps me young. In the meantime, you can focus on getting in good with the guild.
What should I do?
The guildmasters are an eclectic bunch. They all like different things. It would be best if you try to be on good terms with everyone. They'll appreciate you, and you'll forge all the more. For example, Boris of Brod loves nothing more than rolling dice. If you offer him a game at the Guildhall, I'm sure he won't refuse. He used to be one of your pa's best friends. He might even tell you about some of their misadventures.
I'm not sure I want to know.
Oh, yes, you do. Don't lie to yourself.
God be with you, sir.
So, this sales chest is a fantastic new feature. Not only... Well, let's go and take a look at it. So, stuff that you make in the forge, you can quite happily spend all day in the forge, knocking out swords and axes, and then you just dump them in this sales chest, and eventually, it won't happen overnight, but after a couple of days, they'll get sold, and then you can go and see Magdalena for the money. Here is the sales chest. But you can also put other stuff in it. Anything that you might find for sale at a blacksmith shop, you can put into the sales chest, and Magdalena will sell it for you, including all of the gear that you've stolen from the other blacksmiths in Kuttenberg and around Bohemia. All of that stuff that you've accumulated that's been languishing in your stash for weeks because you never got around to selling it, or you were waiting for it to lose its stolen status, or you had so much that all of the merchants in Kuttenberg combined didn't have enough money between them to pay for it all. Now you can just dump it all in the sales chest. Well, not all of it. Not everything will go into the sales chest. It's a blacksmith sales chest after all. So weapons, armor, blacksmithing material. But anything of that nature that you have in your stash, stick it in the sales chest. Magdalena will sell it for you. So that's the basics covered. And it really is the basics. I mean, the facilities that I have available are no better than a country blacksmith shop. In order to improve the facilities, I'm going to have to improve my blacksmithing prestige to unlock further upgrades. There are two ways of doing that. You can take on commissions for the people of Kuttenberg, and over time Magdalena will regularly come to you with commissions from people who've just walked into the shop and asked for stuff that they need done. But you can also curry favour, I suppose that's probably the correct way to put it. You can also curry favour with the other masters in the guild, because after all, when you became a sworn-in member of the Kuttenberg Blacksmithing Guild, you did swear to uphold and promote the interests of the guild. So that's what we're going to do.
Greetings to you, Brother Smith.
Boris mentioned you wanted to discuss something with me.
And what is it he told you?
Not much, but I understand you're having some sort of business troubles.
Good, good. But before we speak, I have to ask you something. And please be honest. Is Martin the blacksmith really your father, junger Mann?
Why do you ask? Don't you believe me?
Ich möchte dir trauen, but I have a good memory for faces. And to tell you the truth, you do not resemble your father much.
I want to be honest, but I also don't want to reveal that I've lied to him.
Martin was my father, and he lived with my mother in Silver Skallets. I'm afraid I don't know much about what he did before then. He took me here to the city once, but I was just a lad then.
Yeah, good. That is enough for me. Bushek trusts you, Boris trusts you. Why would I not trust you? Now please follow me. We can discuss the rest in private. Ach ja. It is always easier to think over a cup of wine.
That's a mighty impressively magical cup you've got there.
So bitter und so süß wie das Leben selbst.
What?
Why did you...
Gott segne dich, Klaus. Oh, verzeih, I did not know you had a visitor.
Nichts passiert, mein Bruder. Allow me to introduce our newest member, Master Henry. Henry, this is my younger brother, Olbert, a royal official. He oversees the customs and guilds of Kuttenberg.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Ja, gleichfalls, Meister. Do not let me disturb you. We shall speak later, Klaus. Auf Wiedersehen, meine Freunde.
Good. Now you know my brother as well. He is a man of strong principles. The guilds do not have it easy with him.
Your brother is a nobleman. He looks highborn.
Nein, not at all. We have the same father. But I was the one to inherit his forge and place in the guild. Albert had to pave his own road. Everything he has achieved is thanks to his ability to deal with people.
So he's our ally. We can trust him.
That depends. He is an honest man, but he will not give us anything for free. Things used to be simpler with him. Nevertheless, while the world may change, problems stay the same. And you are the one I chose to help me deal with them, junger Mann.
I'll be happy to, if I'm able. What is this about, Master?
You may not know this, but it is my job to guarantee the guild can do its work without interruption, and that the goods get where they need to. Surely you know our work attracts all sorts of undesirables, right?
Look, if anything's gone missing, I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Did something go missing? Someone got robbed?
If only it was just one someone, junger Mann. And I'm afraid we will have to sort this out ourselves.
I swear I wasn't even in Kuttenberg at the time.
If something happened, why don't we turn to the bailiff?
Because things are more complicated than they seem, junger Mann. Look, this city may belong to the king, but it is controlled by rich foremen and trade guilds. While ours may be among the most influential, that is precisely what upsets many people and arouses envy.
So the bailiff wouldn't help us?
Natürlich hilft er. But the question is how long it would take and how much merchandise we would have left over.
What are you implying?
Only that there are many who would wish harm upon our guild. What's more, ever since the army arrived in the region, every dirty deed is blamed on deserters and Trabants.
Are you saying they're ambushing our wagons on purpose?
That is a very impressive cup he's drinking from.
Ja, genau. And it is getting harder and harder to save what we can. That is why I wanted to ask for your help, junger Mann.
Wonder if he made it himself.
I'll be happy to help. Where should I go?
I see you are not afraid of anything, mein Freund.
Well, I don't mind getting my hands dirty when it's for a good cause.
Good, good. That is just what we need. A supply wagon on his way from Prague disappeared yesterday. It was likely attacked. It is some rotten luck. There was nothing particularly valuable, but the foreman had guild documents with him for transferring property.
Do you suspect someone?
Hard to say. I do not know yet. But those documents will cost us dearly unless we get them back, assuming those blackguards have not already burned them.
So you think there's more of them?
Ja, das stimmt. I would guess they have a camp somewhere nearby.
I understand. I'll have a look around and try to find those documents.
Gut gemacht. Tell me, how do you plan on doing it?
Actually, I want to try something I've never done before.
If I find those scoundrels' camp, I'll try and poison their drink. Then I'll just wait for it to kick in.
Good. That just might work. I will give you an effective poison you can use. And I will throw in a dark coat as well, so you will not be seen.
Thanks. That'll come in handy.
The documents you are looking for have a green seal with the guild's symbol, and they were in a leather case originally. I doubt those blackguards know how to read, so perhaps you will get lucky and find them lying around or maybe in some crate or chest.
Is there anything else?
Nein, das ist alles. Get those documents back if you can, but remember, du solltest vorsichtig sein, junger Mann.
Did he really just say, but remember the most important thing, and then blabber on in German? You arse. I love this game. Right, anyway, I guess we're going sneaky sneaky and not stabby stabby, poisony poisony, something I've never actually tried before, but which is apparently a very effective way of taking out a camp of ne'er-do-wells. And he even gave me the poison. See, this is the kind of guild activity I can get behind. So, is this the ambush? I mean, I don't know if it's the ambush, but it's definitely an ambush. Let's take a closer look. It's in the right area, but this looks... It doesn't look recent. Yeah, that horse has been dead. Then again, he didn't say how long ago this thing occurred, but you'd imagine if the documents were that important. Oh, hello. There's actually some useful stuff here. I mean, there's a sketch here for a horseman's pick. This does kind of look like a blacksmith's wagon, because they've got blacksmithing sketches. And there's a sack of coal there. This doesn't look like it happened recently. And given the urgency of recovering these documents, we'll take a look. Possibly I am in the right place. There's more stuff over here. Beggar's hood. Sack of clothing. Not really blacksmith related, but loot leading in this direction. Discarded loot. Definitely in the search area. What's that? Oh, it's just a deer. Oh, hang on. Why did it just save the game? What just happened? Hang on, what's that? Ah, there's a camp. I think this must be it. Yep, it's a bandit. Quietly, Mutt. Be a good boy. He's just letting me know there's bad guys around.
A bandit camp. Just like I could have thought. I hope they haven't burnt those documents yet.
The only problem is he can give your position away because they can hear him, which is the main reason why I generally send Mutt home rather than wandering around with him. Because he's good to have around. He can be very, very useful under certain circumstances, but he can also get your ass killed. Okay, it's after midnight. Most of them are going to be asleep, although they will still have a sentry up. I've taken a Nighthawk potion, so, well, but more importantly, you can see what's going on. You're welcome. Let's knock this guy out. I could stealth kill him, but I don't want to do that. Because if they wake up in the morning and find a body that's been stabbed, that puts them on alert and they start searching for the killer. A guy that's been rendered unconscious will just wake up, think that he fell asleep. Oh shit, there's one coming. Might not necessarily understood that he got assaulted, so they won't be on alert.
Hey, wake up!
Anyway, I dozed the one cooking pot, but I think they had two. It's like the campfire that I was at was sort of like a watch post, but the main actual campsite was deeper into the woods, and it looked like it had its own cooking pot. In case you're wondering, I've dismissed Mutt. I've sent him back to the forge. Because the one thing I don't want is him growling and snarling at people, waking them up and alerting them to the fact that somebody's sneaking around in the bushes. There's the patroller. I could have a problem if he sees the unconscious sentry. He might run around, start waking people. Oh, wait a minute, that's a lean-to. Was I just about to step on somebody's bed? Even though, I mean, it's really dark out here. The Nighthawk potion definitely helps, but you still have to be careful. There's the other cook pot. You know, at first I thought they had a second sentry, but I'm looking over at the campfire and I'm not seeing the guy that I knocked out, so that must be him. Must have woken up, thought, oh, I must have dozed off, and now he's making himself a pain in the arse. I think... Oh, I'm going to need to do the wine cask as well. Not all of them are actually going to eat breakfast. Some of them are just going to guzzle wine. So I'm going to have to poison that too. And now I'll get the other cooking pot. Come on, come on, come on. Don't turn round, don't turn round. And make myself scarce. I just get sufficiently far enough away and then I wait for the morning. I might not get all of them, but I'll probably get most of them. And I can hopefully easily deal with whoever's left. Not a huge fan of the rain, but I suppose all of the noise will make it more difficult for any survivors to hear me sneaking around. Not seeing any bodies by the scout campfire. There's the horse. This is weird, I would have expected to see some bodies lying around. I don't think they've actually gotten up and had their breakfast yet. These lazy bastards, it's 8 AM. Alright, I'll give them another hour. We'll wait until after 9, see what happens. Hopefully the rain will have stopped. Yeah, no such luck. Well, still, like I said, the noise should... Oh, hello. Somebody's not happy. That does sound like I've been at least moderately successful. Like, he woke up and found his buddies lying around dead after eating poisoned whatever the hell it is they're cooking in the pots. So I've almost certainly gotten some of them. But there's at least one that I haven't.
Fuck you.
Oh shit, somebody saw me. No, 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 I'm not really dressed for combat. I'm dressed for steaking. I'm not dressed for stabbing. The good thing about wearing the stealth gear is it doesn't weigh you down and burden your stamina the way the full plate armor does. So I can basically keep running forever. I can keep sprinting forever and my stamina is barely draining. The guys chasing me are armoured. They can't do that.
You can't run from me, arsehole!
Oh, he's lost sight of me. He's still looking. Was there... I mean, definitely one, but I think maybe I saw two. Which is a bit disappointing. I mean, I guess they're not all going to wake up and eat breakfast and drink wine at the same time. And Bane poison is a pretty fast-acting poison, so... I guess I'm going to have to clean them up the old-fashioned way. Did that? No, I think I am too high. I'm not going to get to reload, so it's longsword time. Come on then.
To arms!
Shit! Oh my god, that hurt. Alright, it wasn't a challenge. I completely lost my health bar. I think some perk activated that prevented me from dying instantly there and actually put me on about, I don't know, 15% health. But Jesus, that hurt. Right. Yeah. I think we'll try the crossbow again. See how that works. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? The trick with the crossbow is to aim low, because the bolt kind of loops, if that makes sense. Something that I didn't do the first time around. I need to put this guy down quick and sort out my bleeding, because I will bleed to death. But we slowed him down with the first crossbow bolt. No, aim low, that one sailed over his head. That should do him. Well, it hit him. And he's not looking very happy, but it wasn't enough to kill him. I should be able to get a third shot off. Okay, right. Now quickly, let's get some medicine. Bandages first. Because I'm bleeding from the head and torso. You can see why I took so much damage in that first hit. He smacked me in the head with the axe. Actually, you know, even if I'd been wearing full plate armor at the time, I would have probably still taken that same amount of damage because he smacked me in the head with an axe. And as we all know, I don't believe in putting my visor on my helmet down, do I? I'm not sure if that makes it any better, but whatever. Let's get some marigold decoction. This is going to recover my health over time. So, at least one active bandit who was very, very unhappy, which hopefully means he woke up later than the others to find them all lying dead around a cooking pot. We can but hope. Fingers crossed. Let's go and find out. Sword at the ready, and as you can probably tell by the reassuring clanking sound, in full plate armour, just in case they're not. It was around here. There it is. Okay. Nobody in the scout camp. Oh, there's a body. There's another body. There's one over there as well. Does this guy have anything useful on him? Yes and no. I'll take the bandages. I've almost run out. Let's just get the crossbow ready because there was... Actually, I think there were at least 3 bedrolls around the other side there. Oh, okay. Is he dead? Sort of hunched over. No, he's not dead. Although he didn't look like he was feeling very well. Well, he's about to be dead. That's it. I think he'd been poisoned, but he hadn't actually died of it. So the poison took care of 3. One of them almost took care of me. And then I had to finish the other 2 off the old-fashioned way. Right, okay, camp clear. Good stuff. That's the first time I've ever actually done this in this game. Take out a bandit camp by poisoning their food supplies. I have to say, it does seem unnecessarily complicated. I mean, what's wrong with just giving them a good old stabbing? Oh, actually, there was 3 of them lying there dead next to the camp pot. So that's 4 of them got taken out by the poison. Alright. Well, we'll loot them for anything valuable, but I'm keeping my eye open in particular for these guild documents. Which I'm probably not going to find on their bodies. So I'm keeping an eye open for a chest of some description. Is that... No, that's a crate. It's not the same thing. What am I missing? Take another look back here. Oh. Well, that seems fairly obvious. Didn't find a key on any of them, so I'm going to have to pick the lock. Seriously, how could I miss a chest this big? So what have we got? Some reasonably valuable gear. Oh. Sketch for an armourer. That's actually a new Legacy of the Forge thing. And there's the Lost Guild contract and documents. So, the sketch for the armourer, it works like a blacksmithing sketch, except I can't use it because I'm not an armourer. The thing is, back at the forge, I do have the facilities for both an armoursmith and a foundry. Oh, hello. Oh, this horse isn't bad. It's not bad at all. It's a better horse than I expect a bunch of bandits to have, but I don't want to go to the trouble of finding somebody to sell it to. Whatever, it's fine. But yes, back at the forge, I do have... Well, I don't have the facilities for an armoursmith and a foundry, but I can build those facilities, which suggests that at some point I'm going to recruit an apprentice armoursmith, and that recipe that I just picked up will be useful to them. They will be able to make some advanced armour for me, which I can either use or sell. But in order to make any of that happen, I need to increase my blacksmithing prestige, which is why I'm out here, getting up to no good on behalf of the blacksmithing guild. Anyway, back in Kuttenberg. Oh, look at that. Thieves Guild sign. Can't remember what that one means. Probably lots and lots of valuable stuff in here.
Guten Tag,
Help
mein
yourselves.
Freund. Komm herein. Wie geht's, mein Herr?
I got lucky. I managed to get back those stolen guild documents.
So you found the scoundrels that did it?
Aye. I poisoned them and took what I could. I'm afraid there was no other way, Master.
Ja, es ist nicht schön, but there is no talking to people like that. At least you did not take any risk. Now, show me the documents.
Here they are. These are the only ones I found with our seal.
Oh, mein Gott. Is this really all the documents?
Why? Is something missing?
Schwer zu sagen. But I think something else is behind this. It seems I will have to have a serious talk with the Bzhevnov abbot. But that is for me to worry about. You did your job perfectly. And the other masters will hear about it. You can be sure of that. By the way, I heard you are looking for a man called Standa, whom they called Fly?
Aye. Do you know something about him?
I asked my contacts and found out he went to Horshan. Apparently he worked as a blacksmith in the mines. Why are you looking for him?
Boris told me Fly used to apprentice at Shkoda's forge with my pa. Maybe he has some stories to tell.
Ja, das ist möglich. I do not remember him much, but it has been a long time.
That it has. We'll see what he remembers. Anyway, thanks for the help.
Nein, thank you, mein Freund. Und wenn es dir nichts ausmacht, I will mention this to the others. The guild should know what you have done for them.
And with the conclusion of that introductory quest, it's now opened up guild activities. These are basically daily quests. If you've ever played any kind of MMO or mobile gacha game, you'll be familiar with daily quests. And it looks like there's a whole bunch of them have just popped up back at the forge. Blacksmithing contracts, donations, other things. Oh, and the forge, by the way, is now available as a fast travel point. So, let's go back to the forge and find out what's next.
At your service, sir. Can I have a word, Master?
Is there something I can do for you?
Ah, I see the rumours about Shkoda's old forge being back in business were true.
Aye. Only it's my forge now. I'm Henry.
Ah, Master Henry. Excellent. Pleased to meet you. They call me Janacek. I live over in Bach.
And what can I do for you, Janacek?
Nothing too complicated. All I need is an ordinary hunting sword. But, you know, reliable like. No piece of junk.
All right. I'll gladly make you a hunting sword. And it won't be a piece of junk, I guarantee it.
Glad to hear it. A good hunting sword like that really comes in handy around the house. When you're done, please bring it over. I'd stop by myself, but you know how it is. Loads of work and not enough hours in the day.
Aye. I get it.
Like I said, I live in Bach. In the cottages right below St. Barbara's. I'm sure you'll find it. God be with you, good sir.
So that's my first blacksmithing commission, and it's simple. It's just a hunting sword. It's very difficult to screw those up. There is another daily quest available here, and this one's from Magdalena herself. This is what they call a donation quest.
Henry, do you have a moment for me?
What's it about?
Yesterday I promised the priest from St. James I'd stop by with some eggs, but I haven't been yet. Would you carry them to him, please? I've still got a heap of work around the smithy, and I don't want to keep him waiting.
Sure. I'll stop by and see him.
Thank you so much. Here you go, and be careful with them.
How's trade?
Nothing sold yet. Try stopping by tomorrow.
So, I don't know if you recall, I was saying that this expansion seems to have been specifically designed to relieve you of the tens of thousands of groschen that you'll have accumulated up to this point. And it's not just because the upgrades to the forge do become eye-wateringly expensive at some point, but also you can donate to the church. And the amount that you donate is, well, up to you, with more prestige from the bigger the donation that you make. One thing that I have noticed, though, you can't donate to the poor You can't give money to beggars. You can rob beggars, but you can't give money to them. You give as much money as you want to the church, though. I don't know if that's the developers trying to make some kind of point. If it is, it's not very subtle. Here he is.
God bless. Praise be Jesus Christ.
Forever and ever, son. What brings you here?
I brought you eggs from Magdalena at the smithy.
Thank you, son. You must be our new blacksmith.
I'm Henry.
God bless you for taking on the renewal of that wretched place. How are you doing, anyway? Magdalena has told me a bit, but I'd like to hear more from you, too.
I can't complain. If it keeps going like this, the smithy will have been worth all the work.
I'm glad to hear that. And have you thought yet about making a contribution for a divine cause?
What do you mean?
As you see, I'm trying to raise coin for the completion of our sanctuary, and without the help of worthy townsfolk like you, I can't manage.
All right. And how much do you need?
As it's written in the letter to the Corinthians, every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And not only God loveth a giver. If you help with alms now and then where it's needed, people will talk about it. It'll surely come back to your smithy and guild, whether in new commissions or in God's mercy. You can try it right away.
There's the shakedown.
The Lord blesses those who give from the heart.
How much do you need? How much have you got? Right, okay, yeah. So I can donate money. So I have 81,000. And remember, I can't give money to beggars, but I can give all 81,000 to the church, and the minimum that they'll accept is 1,000.
Praise to you, blacksmith. May the Lord repay your generosity 1,000-fold.
Yeah, don't mention it. I am now prestige level 6, though. Yeah, check this out. Beggar, can't give them money, can steal from them, but can't give them money. The church, however, will take, quite happily, everything I've got. But, I mean, I suppose I did get prestige level 6 out of that 1,000 groschen donation, so let's go and have a look and see what improvements I can make. The robber's sinful bed? I like the sound of that. There's a whole bunch of different beds that I can actually upgrade to. The thing is, a lot, not quite all, but almost all of the upgrades that you can build for the forge in this game, they're not just cosmetic. They actually have beneficial effects. Like for every 8 hours that you sleep in a certain type of bed, you get a certain type of buff. Like the Hunter's Fox bed, for every hour of sleep up to a maximum of 8, you gain a 0.5 bonus to survival for the next 24 hours, and so on and so on. With the beds that have the better effects being a little bit more expensive to upgrade to. Here in the corner of my chambers I've got this shitty old leaky barrel, but for a mere 280 groschen I can turn that into a wine barrel, so I can have something to drink in the morning. I can upgrade the dark oak table as well. Lent table, simple, 210 groschen. Eating fruit and vegetables restores 10 more health for the next 24 hours. Can be used once every 12 hours. So we'll go ahead and get the ornate version because it's slightly more expensive and looks a little bit better. Can't actually do anything in the garden yet. The chamber upgrades are relatively inexpensive. The garden and the house are where you're going to be spending most of your money. Like, for example, I mean, wow. 4-figure upgrades here. The roof has been fixed, but we can, pretty it up a bit if we want. It doesn't actually have any in-game effect because the fixed roof is the fixed roof regardless of what colour it is and what it's made out of. But these are basically just cosmetic upgrades. But you want your forge to look nice. I mean, it's a symbol of how successful a blacksmith you are. So after spending several thousand more groschen on signs and roofs and facades and windows, let's go and take a look-see. Now, alright, it hasn't made a massive difference. But remember, yesterday it looked like this. So overall, I'd have to say I'm pretty happy with the improvement. And also, curiously, and completely unrelated, it looks like they're working on the building next door as well. So my forge is starting to look like a decent place. And I'm no longer, well, I am technically parked right next to an utter shithole because I've got the hole-in-the-wall pub on the other side of the forge. But there's nothing I can do about that. Here, however, is my only real criticism of this DLC. And it's to do with the actual process of forging. See, what I'm doing right now is I'm looking around for all my blacksmithing materials. Because you'd think you would have access to blacksmithing materials in the blacksmith's forge. Because that's what the forge is for, after all. But you don't. You've got no access to your stash where you keep all of your materials in the forge. The stash is upstairs in your chamber. And you can see here all the changes that I've made. There's the new bed. We've got the wine barrel in the corner. That's a new table as well. I think I'll just help myself to a sneaky little midday cup of wine. But the issue is that the stash is up here. And it really needs to be in the forge. Or at the very least, have a second instance of the stash in the forge. Or allow you to just access your blacksmithing materials from the stash while you're in the forge. Because otherwise, you've got to keep doing this. You've got to keep coming upstairs to the stash, trying to remember exactly which blacksmithing materials are required for whichever commission you're working on, grab them, take them downstairs to the forge, make the thing. Or constantly be wandering around with half a ton of blacksmithing materials in your bags. The fact that you can't do any of this just seems like a major oversight. And it's my only real criticism of this DLC as a whole. But generally, I do think that the Legacy of the Forge is an extremely good DLC, aside from that whole issue with the stash. It ticks all of the boxes. Unlike, for example, the previous DLC, Brushes with Death, which was much, much more heavily story-focused, which wasn't a bad thing, I enjoyed that too. This is much more around crafting, building up the forge, and expanding your influence within the Blacksmithing Guild in Kuttenberg. It's not that there isn't a story here in the Legacy of the Forge, there is. It's more about doing stuff than the story. It's kind of the opposite of the way the Brushes with Death DLC was, where there was a little bit of crafting, even though you didn't do it yourself. Voita the painter would craft your shield paintwork for you, but it was mostly about the story, and I just think it provides a nice little change of pace. Anyway, I'll get this hunting sword sharpened. That's my first actual blacksmithing commission done. And it's a Henry quality hunting sword. It's a shame it's just a hunting sword. Feels like a bit of a waste on something as cheap as that. But hey, that's what the guy wanted. That's what he's going to get. That's the whole point.
That's one sharp blade.
It is a sharp blade, Henry. It might just be a shitty hunting sword, but it's a very, very good shitty hunting sword. And with that, that's my first commission complete as Kuttenberg's newest resident blacksmith. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.